Oh, here we go. Here we go. Uh, just getting started. Let this fill up. We'll probably start about 6:10. Oh man. What up? What up? Whoever just joined in here. We're gonna let it fill up a little bit before we actually start talking about everything. So everyone get relaxed, get you some drink. What up? What up? Don't know if any of y'all into football or any sports or anything, but San Francisco out here. Oh man. Yeah.
If I give you a nice look.
What up, Dan Butler? I be seeing you in the comments, Dan. I'm trying to respond back to everybody if I get a chance to. What up, Kendall? They just loading in. I just started at 6, but we probably won't start till, about Glizzy Gladiator. Hey, man, get out of here, bro. We're going to start in probably about like 10 minutes. I just want to give people a chance to get in here. Like I said, man, we just now getting onto these streams. It's the second week. People say they like it, so, hey, we're going to keep going with it. Hey, Detroit is taking over in some music. I listen to 42 Doug, man. That little dude be spitting. Hey, Hoop, you at work? All right, I see y'all got Lamar and Brian so far tied up on who messed up the most. I'm about to say. Hey, did you watch the actual episode or you just jumping in here? Or did y'all just watch the recap? Gotta talk about Lamar's messed up. Probably never gonna see Zoe again. Hell, it ain't his daughter. He don't need to see her again. You know what I'm saying? Bet. I need y'all to let me know who I need to break down. I think I'm gonna do the next video that's gonna probably come up from me is Meech and Brian and what they got going on, because we know we know Brian's really getting into some shit now. You're gonna have to get himself out of that. What up, Kim? Yeah, Kim, I'll be watching it on the Starz app too as soon as it drops, but I can't like get screen captures from it. So sometimes my videos, they might come out, like my recap came out today. Normally I try to get them out Sunday night, probably about 10 p.m. Pacific time. But if not, you'll have it Sunday morning. I ain't going out like that no more. So we got like 5 minutes and I'll go ahead and we'll start talking about it. I just want to see who people voted on, who messed up the most this week, so we can probably, pick them apart first. 'Cause, there's no order here. Everything is open discussion. Y'all got questions, I'm going to try to answer it. If I don't have the answer, somebody in the chat should have it. And we'll just break down little things that we seen. Yeah, man. Lamar a tough guy, though. Can't get that wrong. Lamar a tough guy. It just looked like things ain't going to be going good for him if he keep going down this path. My bad. I keep looking over at the scores of the game. Meech right about Kato. I'm going to need T to think this. Yeah, man. T out here wilding out. He gonna let Wanda get him into some nonsense, man. Need to just fall back and stick with the plan. Who's my team? I like the Panthers, but man, we trash. We wasted time getting Sam Darnold. So hey, man, just got to take this L like everybody else, man. All right, like 2 minutes and we get it going. But I live out in the Bay now, so I like watching San Francisco play. When I first moved out here, they went to the Super Bowl but lost to the Chiefs. I was gonna go to the parade, everything. They were like, "Damn, he a real 49ers fan." Shit, nah, just cause I live out here. All right, forget it. We go ahead and poor Sam got benched. Man, poor Sam need to be traded. Get rid of him, man. We shouldn't even went after him. But anyway, let's get started, man. Let's get started on this, Ah, man. So far we got Brian messing up the most. So y'all want to start off with Brian and everything that he's doing wrong? Because I got a little bit of dirt on Brian. Detective Bryant, this guy. So we seen in the preview, we seen when he came in here, he was talking to Pat. But of course, that was after everything that we found out's been going on. J-Mo's body, this guy, Detective Bryant handed over J-Mo Brian is the black guy. He's the cop right here, the one that brought J-Mo to Meech. But he brought J-Mo to Meech because, you know, he kind of works with Meech. So he's like, all right, we can make this happen. You know what I'm saying? Look, I work for you. You work for me. You need to find out who shot your brother. He drops him off. And the first thing he tells Meech is, hey, don't kill him. What's the first thing they do? They kill him. So right now, Brian's hands are all tied up. And we have a new task force put together. And he has a partner. Every TV show you watch, there's always, especially in the Starz universe, you always have the black cop. And you have a person of color, of non-color, right here, that always works too hard. No matter what show we see on Starz, it's always a cop that's going to be working too hard. No one ever just goes to work like, hey, I'm going to clock in at 9. I'm going to clock out at 5. They be like, I'm going to clock in at 9 and I'm going to stay on the clock till 9 the next day. Now, we know that there was an investigation going on and we actually have a witness that said they seen the car. Now, Detective Brian, he's in there with him and, you know, he's in there listening like, dang. What kind of car is he describing? Because he's not describing one of these old schools we see Meech or Lamar or anybody in. And he's listening to him. And this guy is really good. He's like Rain Man. He's in there. 6'2". He's about this tall. The car is about 5'3". So that will put him at this height. And I'm even listening to him like, hey, bro, did you see? Did you see who it was? We don't need this detail of a description. We ain't got nobody in here drawing. Hey, thanks, Donnell. If you haven't seen it, man, I'm sorry. It's going to be a lot of spoilers in here. But, because, I mean, that's all we doing is talking about what we seen. So it really ain't a spoiler. It is what it is. But the guy's in there describing everything, and he's just going overboard. Then he starts to describe Detective Brian's car outside, and he even gets it down to the tail lights. He's like, nah, this is the exact year. This is how it looks. So when they put the paper in front of him, they're like, man, you seen any of these dudes? Detective Brian is hoping. He is hoping that he names somebody on that piece of paper. Because if he does that, then it doesn't look like any of his information will be leading towards him if it's one of the gangsters that are on there. You got Meech, you got Lamar on there, you got T. So Detective Brian, he's like, all right, let's get him up out of here as fast as possible. And when they leave, we see him turn around and kind of look at Detective Bryant. Now, this guy has a very visual memory. So he looks at him and they look at each other. And you can kind of sense that he knows that it may be Detective Bryant. Shoot, leading on with that, Detective Bryant, he's out there looking in his car. Let me see if I got the screenshot of it. He out there looking in his car, trying to find this earring, because it turns out that when J-Mo was killed, he only had one of his earrings in. And then they start talking about the history of earrings, and I'm like, all right, man, we don't need to know all that, bro. You know where that earring is or not? But it actually is in Detective Bryant's car. Is Meech flashy in your opinion? I mean, he ain't no flashier than his brother. It's just he wears the jogging suits and his brother has on a regular coat. So, I mean, you know. But right now we talking about Detective Brian and that earring that he's hiding or that he found. The best thing for him to do is get rid of that, or, and this is just my theory, if he wants to try to clear his name, is arrest somebody, put the earring in his pocket and say, hey, look what we found here, and tell his partner, look, this earring may have been on him, so he may have had something to do with the murder. That's the only way I can see Detective Brian getting out of that, because we also seen that Detective Brian was giving that money back to Meech, trying to separate himself from the streets. Now he's in it deep now because he's been working with Meech. Meech has been paying him. And his partner's kind of wondering, man, maybe does Brian have something to do with this? Because he's been following him around town and he sees him and Brian and Meech together. Yeah, I think he should get rid of the earring or try to plant it on somebody. I mean, if he gets rid of it, it's good, but they still have the description of the car. So that's the only thing. Yeah, Cheyenne, he's very suspicious. I mean, like I said, you can get rid of the earring, but it still puts his car as the description. So if he can put the earring on somebody, it can be this guy stole a car that looked like this and took the earring. I mean, that's just me thinking, but we know Detective Brian ain't like that because he's being seen around the city with everybody. Lopez just seen him give money to Meech. So he's like, man, what's in that bag? And then he's also getting money from, well, Pat's offering him money to come work for him. But Brian ain't trying to get caught up that much. They both in here. He giving the history of a Jerry curl. Like, Pat, you bald headed and I'm bald headed. Ain't nobody getting no Jerry curl up in here. Yeah, he could throw the earring back in that water over there. I mean, the odds of someone finding that earring in the water are slim. So I mean, it wouldn't be any difference than him just throwing it away in the trash can, like at Pat's barbershop when he left. Nah, Kendo, I don't think they seen either one of them. Because remember, when he pulled off, when he got to the little stoplight or wherever he is at, Lopez was leaning back in the seat and he got up after he left. And I think Meech was just looking across the street. But Meech doesn't even know this guy or his partner like that to think that he's being followed. What if Lopez planted the earring? I don't know. I don't know what would benefit Lopez for planting the earring on his partner. Because as of right now, Lopez, he seems like he's doing his job. He doesn't have anything crooked in him. And he wouldn't have to plant it because J-Mo was actually in his car. So if he really wanted to do that, he could probably just go in there and get a warrant, to search the car for DNA evidence, find some hair, some blood or something in there. So I don't think planting the earring in Brian's car was that. I think the earring genuinely just fell out of his ear. $50 in his team, know how to write a cop. Yeah, that's one thing that they're going to do. I tell you, they're going to always give you a cop that's crooked that you're not going to like. And they're going to give you a partner that's just working too hard. I don't like linking other shows together, but you've seen it just in Raising Kanan. He has a woman partner. Her ass is working overtime. Like, hey, just chill. Let these people kill each other and we're going to do our thing. But he knows Lopez's car. He is a seasoned detective. See, he might... how can I explain it? Detective Brian, he might be smart enough to see, okay, that was his car and he's following me and have an explanation for that. But I don't know, man. I think the way they trying to play it is Detective Lopez is going to see him and he's going to confront him eventually. And Brian's going to have to either do something to get him set up and get him killed. Or I don't know, man. But I don't think Lopez is dirty and I don't think Brian actually seen him. So we're going to see how that plays out, though. But if I was Brian, I probably would have kept that money that Meech gave me. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then if they say that Meech gave me some money, deny. Yeah, because Lopez was acting a little funny. The thing is, he's looking at Brian because Brian's not trying to question the witness. He's rushing him out the room. And you remember when they went to the witness's house, once they got there, they knocked. And as soon as the neighbor said, oh, he's not here, Brian was trying to get out of there. And even I said in the recap, that's because when you up there, that could be potential. Hey, you know what? Actually, that night I've seen something too. So he doesn't want any attention drawn to him because at this point, he's really in the hot seat. His car has been described and this witness wasn't off on anything. He was talking about, yeah, the guy was like brown skin, but more like peanut butter. So I'm like, hey, man, you too in depth with this. I just want to see if Lopez is crooked or if there's something that we haven't seen, where he backdoors anything. Also, if you're in here, if you could hit that like button for me, that'll help, boost the algorithm up. I said algorithm. But next up, let's see. Who do we have? We had Lamar messing up. Yeah. Good old Lamar. Let me see what we got here. See, Lamar, he has a lot going on. We know the big thing right now is him messing up and losing Zoe. First of all, when they were at the house, you know what I'm saying, the kid came in there. Does it seem like all of the kids, when they have them in these shows, they talk to them like they're 5 or 6, but in reality, we're looking at them, we're like, these kids are 12 years old. She come in there jumping on the bed. Hey, daddy. Hey. Like, hey, you a little too old for that. Come in, sit on the bed. You know what I'm saying? Hey, dad. Hey, mom. He's like, man, go make some pancakes. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not letting Lamar around any kids one-on-one. That's the first mistake right there. The second mistake is she's trusted this dude that wears a do-rag on top of his head, that never has a haircut. Hair is never laid down. That's the second thing. I'm not trusting Lamar with a kid by himself, let alone going to the school and picking up a kid. And I'm like, hey, sir, are you homeless? Like, no. Fucking Lamar. And then Lamar gets out the mental home. Lamar, for the first 3 episodes, he didn't have anywhere to stay. He's really just walking around, doing whatever, in the streets, sharing food with Slick. She moves this guy in. He just got out. And you're trusting him to watch the kid. I know he says he wants to step up. We've seen him buy her diamonds and stuff. It may have been stolen from Meech's house. We've seen him do all that. But to trust him after she just told him to his face, look, you're never on time. I can't trust you with being on time. And he even admits it himself. Yeah, man, Tom really ain't my good of a thing. So why would you let this fool pick your daughter up? And let me make it clear, because I always make it clear. It's not his daughter. It's not his daughter. But when he gets to the school, he's like, yeah, hey, have you seen Zoe? And it's a little girl like, yeah, I think her dad got her. And, you know, he's thinking like, hell, I'm not her dad, but I'm supposed to be picking her up as her dad. Is her real dad back in town? Is he around? But we know it was our good old boy Meech, because Meech got that plan. Meech got to the scene first. And Meech, this is kidnapping. Meech does kidnap her. Now, this is another thing. We can't just blame Lamar for not getting there and getting the daughter on time. Because, one, we can't trust Lamar. I know anybody in here or anybody that watches the show, from the first vibes they got off Lamar was, I can't trust Lamar. But then you got to get on the mom a little bit, because now we don't know who the real baby daddy is. We know Lamar ain't the daddy, but the kid calls the daddy. Then we got Meech. He over there banging Mo, but the kid calls Meech Uncle Mo. So I know this kid is confused. Now I got a plaque over there on the wall that says Uncle Mo, and they ain't talking about me. Well, they call him Uncle Meech, but still, I say Uncle Mo for me. You know Monique likes those street dudes because she's in it for the money. When we first saw her with Meech, we saw her giving. Yeah, when we first saw her, he was also giving her some meat too. Money and meat. That's what he was giving her. They were in that house. Now, she is a paralegal, so she's doing all right, especially for back then. I mean, I guess probably making about 20,000, maybe 25,000 back then a year. So she's doing all right. But yeah, she's in it for the street guys. So we got to put some blame on her for the company she keeps around. Like, come on now. You got Meech. He a dope boy. You never been to his house because he lived at home with his mom. Then you got Lamar, been in the mental home, ain't had a home in 2 years. He just been out and about, and now he's living with you. But they end up, you know what I'm saying, they get they get Zoe back. And we get to hear actual speaking from Saki. Now Saki is acting tough because at this point he knows he's kind of protected. And Lamar, he's vulnerable. This is one of the only times we've seen Lamar vulnerable. He gets that note. He looks at it. He a little upset with that. I mean, let me ask you, how would you feel if someone came up to you with a ransom note talking about, we got your daughter, we want our drugs back and our money back. Now, for 99% of us, we ain't gonna have the drugs, but if they come up to you like, we got your daughter and we want our money back, y'all gonna get that money up. Y'all gonna get that money up. Cause I know I am. How much is it? Okay, you can have it back, sir. But we get Saki. And Saki coming up there, he does get hemmed up by Lamar, but Lamar has to keep his composure because if they actually have Zoe, hey, man, you got to really chill because you ain't trying to be in no nonsense in front of the school and you lost your daughter. There's two things. Well, actually, there's three things that I pointed out that Lamar loves. He loves 12th Street. He loves Mo. He loves Zoe. So if he loses all three of these at one time, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And we seen how Lamar acted. He gets on the phone with Slick. Hey, Slick, get everybody together right now. Not right now, but like right now. Because, hey, we need to find Zoe. He's trying to get it done before before Mo gets off work. You know how it is when you at the house chilling and stuff and you supposed to have them chores done before your mama get home. That's what he's trying to do. He gathering up everybody like it's a like it's a football locker room. Does he really love Mo? I don't know. I mentioned that the relationship he has with Mo, I looked at it as the first 3 episodes. Mo was supposed to be the one who held him down and he treated her daughter like his. So when he was gone, I guess that was supposed to be that relationship. But she probably lost contact with him when he got out. He ain't had nowhere to stay. Like I said, he was bumming around the first 3 episodes until J-Mo came up missing and he took over 12th Street. So for me, I look at it like he was looking for a place to stay. I don't know if he really loves her. He probably got love for her. Probably love the daughter a little bit more since he's seen her grow. Meech had to use bait Zoe to throw Lamar off his game. Notice how calm Meech was and how angry Lamar was. Well, that's true. And that's that relationship that Meech has with Zoe. Because if he didn't have that kind of relationship with her, then it would have to be like straight up come in there and take her. Like boom, boom, boom. But see, it was so easy and so calm because he had a plan. The whole time I was saying Meech isn't a killer like that. You know what I'm saying? If Meech has to kill, Meech will. We seen with the J-Mo incident, he's not going to just come out and kill somebody unless he really needs to. And he definitely wasn't about to hurt no kid. So that's why the whole time I was like, all right, Meech is going to be cool because he knows at the end of the day, if Lamar's thinking rational, he's going to give up the stash and he's also going to give up the money to get Zoe back. And he's not going to hurt Zoe either because he wants that old thing back with Mo. You remember he was trolling on the answer machine? I want that old thing back. You know what I'm saying? Family is so powerful. But don't believe anything you're hearing about me in the streets. Well, Lamar is about to put a lot of words in these streets. I'll tell you that right now. Also, this show is showing you there really ain't no loyalty out here. There ain't no loyalty out here. Take for example, we got Tiny. Tiny's 12th Street. He's talking back to Lamar. And we know one thing you don't want to do is talk back to Lamar. That's the worst thing that you can do is say something to Lamar and get him upset. He's talking about, man, we business first. And you know what he was really thinking? Zoe ain't even your real daughter, dude. While you were gone, a couple of us got a chance with Mo. And Zoe ain't your daughter, bro. So we supposed to be business first. That is true. Lamar did refuse to give up the kid. That's because Lamar is hard-headed. He still likes that power. And as long as he got the power, then it ain't nothing you could tell Lamar. But we see Tiny here, and his loyalty is to the money, to the green. And he's telling Lamar, we're wasting resources bringing people off the streets. And he's right about that. Say, all right, we got Meech is very smooth, calculated beast. Hey, that he is, Brooke. He actually talks through the situations before it even happens. T, he just thinks about stuff. You know, he's calculated. He thinks about it and wants to act on it. Meech, he puts a plan into place and then he thinks that through. T's more of the just go on and get it done. But we see Tiny here. Tiny makes a perfect example. Hey, man, look, we're business first. If we got 20 workers and we bring in $20,000, that means everyone's bringing in $1,000. But if we take these 20 off the street, Lamar, and look for your daughter that isn't your daughter, we ain't making no money. And Lamar don't like that. At this point, Lamar is against the world. That's how he's looking at it. It's him, the world, and then Zoe and Mo. And all he's trying to do is get past the world to get back to them too. So he goes ahead and snatches up little Tiny over here. And I'm talking about embarrass him in front of everybody. I said in the recap, man, you know when they left, he hopping in the car with one of his boys. He like, damn. Lamar did you bad, bro. I was going to help you, but man, I like, nah, you got it. He in there, neck all red. He got that leather jacket on. And then you got to get back in these streets to go find Zoe. You don't even know what Zoe looked like because he ain't give y'all no picture. You only seen her like once. And it could be any little black girl like, hey, are you Zoe? So he's all bad over here, man. And you already know this hurt him. Mo all in his face, yelling and stuff. Y'all seen how hard he was breathing when he was talking to her. We good. We gonna get this, you know. He tried to joke at first. Somebody took Zoe. Mo wasn't trying to hear that at all. She like, no. Where my daughter at? She in there asleep? He like, nah. Like somebody really took her though. Something like. This is one thing that Lamar couldn't talk his way out of. He couldn't be overly aggressive and get out of. Lamar had to actually sit there and listen to Mo yell at him. And they sitting in the back of this, like, I don't know if this is in the back of her house or is it in the alley or something, but it's just all kinds of junk back there. I'm like, man, hey, Lamar, can we have a meeting in a suitable area next time? Man, ain't even know where to sit down back here. But Mo's on him. And all this does is set up our boy, man. I like Slick, too. Slick's been holding it down. So he's the one that actually got shot. You remember when they ran up into Meech and Staz's house? It was Slick that got shot. So he out here limping around. I don't think we'll see in BMF Meech and Terry killing anyone. In reality, they weren't charged with that. And the statute of limitation on murder is real. Well, they could put in a murder in here. You see at the beginning, they say everything is changed. It's fictionalized. I mean, it's based on a true story, but it's fictionalized. And if they wanted to put in some action or something, it had to be something real far-fetched, like, you know what I'm saying, throwing somebody off a roof or something. But, I mean, they could probably do something like that if they really wanted to. Oh, I don't really know what... You know what I'm saying? With Meech, who he had kids with, other than Lil Meech. Oh, shit, I don't know none of them. I mean, I ain't really thought to get, you know what I'm saying, dig that deep into his personal life. And that's BMF life, that's different. You know, I know a little bit about that. I lived in that era. Well, when it was BMF, when they were 50 boys. I was just a kid. I wasn't doing nothing back then. Not saying I used to move drugs or anything. I'm just saying I lived in that era. I was down in Atlanta when BMF was big. That's all I'm saying. Nah, Big Meech ain't out yet. His brother got out earlier this year, though. T did. Slick, he out here shot. He limping around. He gotta find his way through the city to help find Zoe. Like, damn, Lamar, you got us in all this nonsense. And what makes it worse is Lamar getting on the phone talking big cap. I don't care what you do with the kid, Meech. I don't care what you do. Kill the kid. I don't care. I ain't giving up the work. Like, hey, Lamar, you gotta chill, man. We out here in the streets. You want us to find these light-skinned niggas, but you out here talking mad cash to them. And what happens? 4 of them, T without a gun, T cool, come up there, ice on, got the jacket on, and they go ahead and kidnap Slick right in front of everybody, broad day, put him in the damn trunk, all because Lamar on here talking about, I don't care what you do with the kid, Meech. T got out before Meech because Meech was the big, on top of everything. Actually, if you want to know a little bit about T and Meech, T actually comes out to California when Meech goes down to Atlanta. Now they got T on some wiretaps. Meech, he had some bigger things going on down in Atlanta. So T just got out earlier just because where he was at, and he didn't get the same amount of charges that Meech got. Oh yeah, Lamar's about to go crazy. We know that for sure. He ain't got no choice now. Lamar has no choice but to go crazy. You see what happened to Slick. They took him in there, and I'm talking about they whooped on him. Now, Slick is very loyal, though. We seen Slick holding it down. And from the beginning, he even told Lamar when he first got out of the mental home, look, I used to run my own thing, but when the work dried up, I went and worked for 12th Street because they had the money. So for him, it's all about money. If I'm with y'all, I'm loyal to y'all. And Slick, he didn't say anything to T. It was more of, you're going to have to kill me, which we seen B. Mickey was in there with that gun. And we know what B. Mickey does whenever they got someone tied up. He just don't think. He just... Pew. So let me ask y'all a serious question. If you were in Slick's position, they got you tied up, you in here and you got 2 options. Give up the stash and the money and you get Zoe back and you have to deal with Lamar, or go home and they kill Zoe and you have to deal with Lamar. Which one would y'all do? I'm taking option 1. I'm not going to lie to you. Stash house is over here on 12th. And actually, the combination to the lock is 378. Remember that number because that's the year what's the name was born. That's the month. Now, if you go in there and you jiggle the door handle, it'll open. And then you got to lift the door up when you push. That's how you get in there. Slick telling everything. And then when I drop Zoe off, I'm dropping Zoe off, pull up. Hey, open up the door. And when she gets out, I'm not about to deal with Lamar, because what did we see? We seen Lamar hug Zoe and he looked at Slick like, you gave up the stash. Lamar was serious on that phone call, so y'all might be right. His love for Zoe, he looked at Slick in the eye and was like, you gave up the stash and that money. You supposed to hold it down. Yeah, everybody's realistically giving up the stash. But I can't believe Lamar actually looked at Slick and was like, you gave up the work, bro. After we went in there and shot it up, you got shot last week, and now you over here getting jumped. And you made it out. You saved my daughter, but you gave up the stash. You should have lied. He could have lied. He could have lied to Meech. Gave him the wrong place because Meech didn't go get the work and stuff before they let him go. They just let him go and was like trusting him. Is there anyone that would go with option B? Is there anyone that go with option B? I want to hear this. I want to see this. And option B is letting Meech and T get rid of Zoe, and you have to deal with Lamar. He really didn't have an option. Either way, you got to deal with Lamar. But it'll all serve Meech's purpose. The lesser of the two evils is a bad predicament. Nah, Lamar don't know what no love is. Hey, this is the most viewers I had, is 53. If we can get the likes up to 20 at least, that'd be nice. But thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all don't, oh well. But never hurts to ask. Ooh, wrong guy. And one of the last things we talk about Lamar is how he got his heart broke at the end of the episode. He goes to the house. I saved Zoe. I put my people out in the streets. I stopped making money. I did all this for you, Mo. Brought our daughter back. Not your daughter, our daughter. I brought her back. You ain't gonna show me no love? She closed the door on his ass. This right here is worse than giving up the stash. Losing Mo and Zoe, he's really about to come after Meech. You heard him. You signed your death warrant. Damn, Lamar really does not care. That dude's funny, man. I like Lamar though. I think Lamar is becoming a little of everybody's favorite character. Cause this dude, he can act. He's playing that role, and when you look at him acting, you're like, dang, he could really be Lamar. Yeah, man. Then she got these big ass bars on the damn. It's supposed to be a screen door. It's just bar door. You can stick your hand in there and mess on the door. Yeah, Mo was over both of them, but come on. Mo should have known better from the beginning not to be messing with both of them, either one of them. But that little 20,000, little 25,000 that she is making, because that house she's staying in, well, I can't say that because this is back in the 80s and early 90s. So, you know, things were different. That's why you see all the lights. Every episode, when they go in the house or something, it's kind of dark. That's because they had those yellow lights instead of white lights like we got now. Monique, watch out. He's out here like OJ, girl. Yeah, man. Leave Lamar alone. He just messed up. He just messed up a little bit. A little hurt. That's all. Look at this, man. You can't be mad at this, man. This is Lamar, people. He's a good guy at heart. He's a good guy at heart. But overall, yeah, I think we're going right down the list in the right order. Detective Bryant's messing up the most. For this week, at least. Detective Bryant. Then we got Lamar. And who's next? Y'all think it's T or Meech? Let me see who y'all voted on. Y'all got Meech over T. Well, if we're going to start with Meech, we got to start with the elephant in the room. Why he so flashy? Why he so flashy? We got a new connect. Big L. We seen her. And the reason she's saying he's flashy is not because of the change. I mentioned everybody out here. All 12th Street, they got changed. 50 Boys got changed. I'm confused. Lamar told Meech to do whatever he wanted because he wasn't giving it back. He probably would have sacrificed Zoe, but I don't think he felt that Meech was going to do anything. He was pretty much calling his bluff. But we do have a new plug, Big L, and it's the female, the woman that came in with the blue blouse on. And the reason she's saying Meech is too flashy is not because of the jewelry. Everyone has the jewelry on. Everyone has a 50 boy chain on. Meech has the M on him. T has the T on him. The chains isn't what makes him flashy because everyone out here has it. It's Meech in the club. Meech was holding up all them hundreds. You remember that? Meech was buying bottles as soon as she sat down. Oh, what do you want? What you drinking? What you got? You know what I'm saying? Let's drink. Then he goes over. He's buying bottles for women. That's what she's saying as far as the flashy. I mean, of course, when he's out here, he got on the white, red, and blue. You know what I'm saying? The American colors. Salute to the flag. He got on all the colors. You know what I'm saying? He's popping out in all the flyest outfits. So that's what she's saying as far as him being flashy. Meech's personality is different than Terry. Yeah. And Meech is also more outspoken. Terry, when you see him, he's more reserved. Meech is out here. He's just talking. And he's trying to get his point across. But then even with his workers, You got to be aggressive with him, but B Mickey, he's treating B Mickey like he's straight foot soldier and not his right hand man. I mean, they're both messing up, but at the same time, with the messing up from Meech is potentially, let's break down what all Meech is messing up right now. Meech's relationship with B Mickey, he's overly aggressive with him. So that could end up pushing B Mickey away, which I don't think is really going to happen because he's loyal. We got Meech and Detective Bryant, him paying Detective Bryant, him going to Bryant's house and talking all that cash. Then we got him and Pat. He's messing up the relationship with him and Pat. Then we got Meech and Lamar. So Meech has a lot more on his plate than what T has right now. I think B Mickey is Auntie Kato's lies in her games. Did you see how he looked at her when they were together? He knows something isn't right about Kato. I actually have a clip that we're going to talk about good old Kato and B Mick. Brian's the one who's going to cause Meech to expand out of town because his partner is on his ass. Exactly. That's what we were talking about earlier with Brian. He's going to find out that his partner's on him. So he's going to still be cool with Meech, but he's going to have to move him out. Now, Meech, he's no flasher than anybody else. He just shows his money more. You remember, even at Pat's birthday party, they had the Mink song. He popping bottles. Yeah, we out here. When I say 50, you say boys. 50, boy. I'm like, okay, Meech, chill out, bro. We in the club. The situation, we'll bring in T with this also because this links in to his eye and what the hospital is trying to get. Now, Meech, he's telling T, hey, that little $25,000, the money that hospital is trying to give you, you're going to have to just accept that or settle out of court for less. And the reason he's doing that is because Meech knows they're trying to expand. They're trying to meet a new plug. They want to get things right with Big L because Meech and Pat, they ain't really on the best of terms. And we're going to talk about that also. So he's just telling them, look, if you can accept that money, it'll get the eyes off of us. Because you seen when Meech was in there not Meech, T was in there for the deposition, they brought up pictures of him and his brother hopping out of Benzes, which has nothing to do with that. It's like they just trying to tie in anything. Look at them all in here. Them depositions, they don't play around though. This is the best time to get anybody to slip up. So they asking him about everything that's going on in his personal life. Because if they could say, hey, Your Honor, look, this guy's a drug dealer. He's putting himself in this situation. If he didn't sell drugs, no one would come and shoot after him. And then we wouldn't even have the surgery on him. I mean, that's just how depositions are. They're going to dig deep. But not sorry. I think Lamar boy going to get killed. To be honest, I'm not even sure who shot Terry. I was thinking it may have been Slick, but then I'm like, nah, maybe not Slick. It might be Flamel. I don't know. That's hard to call. They haven't gave us any hints at who that could potentially be. Because, I mean, at this point, they're beefing with all of 12. So it could be a number of them. It could be some random guy that's in the crew we haven't even seen yet. And they be like, oh, yeah, this is little Eric. Like, dang, Eric, you done messed up T. Now we in this deposition. And T, he tried to leave the hospital and fell and hit his head. Another thing that the lawyers for the hospital are looking at. You went against our will and tried to leave. That's how you messed up your eye. Oh, no, Pat ain't out in these streets. He wouldn't have shot T. Nah, especially not that early in the season. Like, at that point, they didn't have any friction. At that point, they were doing good. That's when he was still like a mentor to them. So for T, maybe Lamar can have somebody come and do it. Kato or Lamar. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a random person that we haven't met yet, or if it was, say, like Kato or something. Because we didn't know this whole time that she was working with Lamar. We didn't know that relationship was there because of her father. So that could be one. All I know right now is if I'm T, $25,000. He said they make $25,000 a day. I understand he wants to, get things right. Last night I said I would want to go take it to court, but that's just me saying it because back then, if I'm not selling drugs, hey, I'm gonna need that more than 25,000, especially if my eyesight is leaving. But if I'm making 25,000 a day on the street, oh, just give me that 25,000 and y'all stop, tracking me down, private investigator on me, because that's what's making it hot. This ain't gonna do nothing but draw cop attention. If this goes to court and they start bringing this up, you're gonna have cops in there. You're gonna have newspaper reporters in there. This might be one of the biggest stories. Someone is shot in the eye. They're suing the hospital. Yeah, that's gonna make big news in Detroit, especially when they find out that it's T, because they know that T and Meech in these streets. Yeah, it ain't no getting that eye back. It's crazy how they got, I don't know if it's a contact that he has in, but how he has his eye off to the right a little bit. I was like, dang, they did a good job with that. That's how T's eye looks in real life. Man, at least he's, at least he can still see out his other eye. But I'm taking that 25,000 and I'm telling them straight up, that ain't enough. But that's me. In T's situation, yeah, just give me that 25,000. We'll settle and we'll keep it moving. And y'all know Charles has something to say about it. Charles talking about give it to his parents. He gonna get that money to his mom. You already seen Lucille. She telling Charles straight up, look, you don't live here. You don't make no financial decisions no more. And the house is paid off. So, Lucille's kicking it. She get 25 bands. Shoot. They ain't have 4 or 5. They didn't have 4 about. They ain't have 4 for 4s at Wendy's back when she was working there. But if they did, that $25,000 is going to go a long way. Let me chill, man. Let me chill. $25,000 on 4 for 4s. Oh, man. Damn. Oh, man. Lucille and Charles' relationship, though, that's wild. I kind of got something between those two and Pastor Swift, but that's just me, having my little wild theories and trying to make a story on my own. And we haven't seen enough of Pastor Swift to even know if he's super crooked or, or if he's just straight up. Charles got 2 jobs and they refrigerator empty now because Charles don't live there no more. Remember, Charles left. He's last week when he seen the Mercedes, he was like, last week when he seen the Mercedes, yeah, I'm gonna go eat with y'all. He looked over like, nah, I lost my appetite. I ain't going because they hopping in these Benzes and stuff. He working 2 jobs, overtime. Charles just wanted better for his boys, though. We can't really. Charles has been working. I'm sure Charles has been working since the time he hit probably like 16, 17, all the way up to now. Yeah, Alex. Pastor Swift, I think him and Lucille, they may have had something going on before she got with Charles. And that's why Charles doesn't really like being around Pastor Swift or around his niece, the lawyer. Oh, man. I don't know who Charles is staying with. At this point, he could be staying, at work. By one of the food trucks, working 24s, sleeping in the break room. This is drawing islands that you can make look however you want. UFC fighter, one of those in the shows. Yeah, Charles left, but what Charles left for is, hey man, I'm not trying to get caught up in that house. If anything does go down, I don't know, man. Charles is on some other stuff. But that leads into Lucille asking her angel, her beloved youngest son, T, Are you selling these drugs with Meech? And we know that the episode is called Secrets and Lies. Sometimes you have to lie to the ones you love so you don't hurt them. So, of course, Meech looks her in the eye and lies to her about it. I mean, what else is he supposed to do? Yeah, Mom, I'm in a dope game with my brother. You know, we out here, we moving them things. We getting this money. It's nothing. Like, he can't just tell his mama that. But speaking of Mickey and T, they stepped it up. They were trying to handle their business when it came to Slick. Now, I know we want to know what the relationship is between Kato and Mickey, and we want to see why they acting like that towards each other. Because after she had that pistol in her mouth last week, she came straight over to B Mick's house, you know? And he's laying in there with her, and they talking. And he's asking her, hey, you know, what made you change to start looking at me and liking me? Now, the first question he should have asked is, okay, Kato, you're an attractive girl. You out here with the 50 boys. We making money. Why, when I go to your house, there's no paint on the walls? It ain't no lights in here. You got this raggedy TV. Why are you living like you in the slums? This ain't a stash house. This ain't a trap house. Come on, girl, get it together. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my mama basement chilling. But when I go to your spot, I don't even think he like really been over there long enough to be like, man, I can't stay here. But B Mickey, he's up. He noticed something is up with Kato because she just all of a sudden changed. At first, she wasn't really feeling him. She didn't want to get caught up. Now she's running over to his house in the middle of the night. She's staying over here, letting him smash. Yeah, B Mickey's always ready to pull that trigger. That is one thing about B Mickey. And when she gets that page from a 900 number, I don't know if any of y'all had pages and stuff back there. I never had an actual page. I had me a two-way. My sister, the one that just passed, she had got me one. I had a blue Motorola two-way. And that thing was cool. You know what I'm saying? People text you, you got to call them back. So B Mickey, he's looking at Kato and he's wondering why she changed up on him. And she's making excuses, talking about when you find some money, you don't ask where it came from. You just count your blessings. Well, she's a devil in disguise because she's playing with the devil Lamar. And B Mickey, unfortunately, I think he's going to fall into this trap. Something is going to probably happen to him. I don't think he'll get killed, but I think he might get caught up by Lamar to try to get some information on Meech. B Mick is so little, it's hard to take his character seriously when he's trying to be hard. Well, the B Mix is playing a guy named D Meeks, and D Meeks was a kind of a littler guy, not this small, but he was a littler guy also. I don't know how tough he was. I ain't really going into too much, background on him. But B Mickey, as of right now, he's holding it down. Do y'all really think that his mom was in the hospital? I think he was being serious about that though. Yeah, Kato, if there's any way for her to get out of this would be the best thing. I really don't know whose side she's going to end up on. Now, she's still alive in real life, but I don't know the details. And I like to just really talk about the story that they're presenting to us, not what's really like in real life until we get further on and maybe like season 2. The reason Meech didn't know that Lamar called from Kato's house is because he had a cell phone, but he had the big cell phone. Back then, numbers didn't come up on those cell phones. The only thing you could do was dial out and answer. So when you page somebody, just like all they could do was read the number off. They had to go call from somewhere else. So you don't have a caller ID of where the number's coming. They got to page you from the number to call back. So that's why Meech didn't see whose number it was. Y'all might be a little too young, but them big brick phones, it wasn't no caller ID. It was just flat on the front like this. You just call, hello? Oh, okay, hold on, I can't hear you. You got to pull the antenna out. Yeah. Oh, no, we good. All right, bet. One. And then you got to press the ding, you turn it off like that. So there's no caller ID on there. It's just you dialing, hopefully it's the right number that you dial, because you can't really see what you dialing. Yeah, Rose. That's what I say. I seen a few documentaries, like a couple of interviews about Kato. She's still alive. I don't think I don't think we're gonna get a significant character kill off in the first season. If anything, it may be like probably a cliffhanger. They might end up dead at the end of 8, and then we go into season 2 and see it. But I don't think anybody significant is gonna die, or it might be like Detective Lopez, somebody on the side. At this time, these guys were very young and making big decisions. Yeah, they were making huge decisions. 18, 19 years old, $25,000 a day. You getting whips. You making large payments. Like, it's a red flag. Meech paying off the mortgage for the house. Okay, how did that happen? You got a 30,000. You seen in the deposition, you got $30,000 cars. Your dad worked 2 jobs and your mom worked at Wendy's, and you don't have any employment, T. So they were making huge decisions, and they were doing the best that they could with them. Let's just put it like that. Were they always the best? Nah. Yeah, big red flag, especially now when they monitoring any account with over $600 transactions. Shit, they would have called me straight back like, hey, you need to come down here and you pay cash. Oh yeah, come on in here. Let me talk to you real quick. This is the IRS. And usually that's how they get any of these big time drug dealers. Most of the time it's, money laundering, wire fraud, tax evasion. That's really one of the easiest things to get people on, because even if you go get your taxes done at like H&R Block, man, if they really do some digging into your taxes and finances, they can find something that's wrong. It's going to be one line item that's wrong or something. Now, depending on how big you are in the game, they might, hey, nope, he messed up here, he lied here, and this is back 3 years ago. But back then, he paid cash in the city of Detroit or wherever they live in E-Course. They probably wasn't caring. They're like, shoot, we got some money. Somebody's actually making payments around here. That'll work for us. I don't think their dad was jealous of their financial success. I think it was more of, that's not what he wanted for his kids. You're raising them, you working hard. You want T to pursue school, because he keeps saying he wants T to go to college with that money. So kind of what I'm looking at Charles is he's taking Meech, like, I tried. Meech dropped out of school. All right, I got to make sure my second son does everything right and he goes into school. Put that money in an offshore account. See, I mean, they could do that, but we got to be real. We just seen Rose say that they were young, making big decisions. They don't have any financial connections at this point. Anyone that's in that, like that upper level management, that's going to recommend, hey, this money that you're making, put it in an offshore account. And then it's going to be hard for them to do it because they have straight cash. They aren't laundering any money at this point. So it's going to be hard for them to get legit money to actually put in a bank account to wire overseas or anything. Right now, they just straight cash. The most important person they know is Pat, and Pat does coke. So that just lets you know where they were as far as a financial standpoint. Now, maybe once they get bigger and meet a bigger plug like Big L, she can probably say, all right, y'all making this money. Now we need to start putting it in offshore accounts. But at this point, these guys, man, they having a hard enough time keeping their money away from Lamar. Yeah, he wanted to raise his kids right. That's always what parents want, you know. Unless you're Tasha St. Patrick and you want your son in the dope game, or if you Monet, you want your kids in the dope game. Or if you Raquel, you want your son in the dope game. Those are the only three parents that don't want to raise their kids right. Even I'm not mixing shows, but y'all get my drift, man. Forget, I was gonna say even Jamie wanted his son to do right. Oh yeah, Howard. Lamar, he gonna find out where they stay. Now I did a what's the next? So what we been on here about like an hour now. On the what's next, I show, you know, what's gonna happen and Lamar potentially finding out where they stay. I know some people don't want to hear that, so we'll do the predictions at the end of the episode. Chew there praising rock but bashing ghost. That's how it is now. I mean, all of them bad. Yes, he's upset, but he can't provide. Well, he could provide for the family. Because when you really think about it, at this point, it's just him. T's almost old enough to get out of the house. The daughter and the mom. So I mean, he's making money. I don't know where the money was going to. I know she had to buy a few things and fix some stuff, but other than that, I mean, where's this money going to? Unless he like got a drinking problem they ain't showing us, and he just be out and about drinking. What I do think though, for Kato, one of the scariest. Well, I put this in the top 3 scariest situation when Lamar showed up to the house when Meech was walking out with Zoe in the back. Now we've seen that she had a gun in her mouth. Now that's probably the scariest situation you could be in. And then he's on top of her back, like holding her down. But when he came over here looking for his daughter and Kato, man, I know she was shook. And I'm looking like, are they going to find Zoe? Because he's kicking through the door and she's following them around. Now, normally when someone follows you around, like, hey, don't go in that room. Hey, what are you doing in there? You know that they're hiding something in there. They're trying to get in front of you to go through the door. Lamar kicking things open. Hey, Lamar, chill, bro. My house is already kind of ran down and you knocking doors off the wall, man. Chill. Oh, no, Joy. They weren't making a lot of money in the automotive factories, especially not in the late 80s and early 90s. Now, back in the 70s, the 60s and 70s, when they were the powerhouses and were really up and coming, yeah, you get in there, you work your 30 years up at GM or Ford, you be good. Yeah, Kato's playing both sides. Wherever she has an opportunity for, that's where she's going to go. If it's looking like it's good with Lamar, shoot, okay, I'm over here with the 12 boys. But as soon as I hear from Meech and T, all right, man, shoot, it's over here with y'all. Because she covered for Meech. You seen Meech was walking out with Zoe, and she seen them two walking through the window. So she's like, yeah, Lamar, man, I haven't seen nothing. If I find out, I will. And she just got told, and what we're seeing, hey, man, you're a foot soldier. So that's why she's telling Lamar, I can't find out that information yet, Lamar. You know? I'm just a foot soldier. Yeah, big L, the new connect. She's gonna actually, hook it up for the boys. She gonna make things right. Um, we went over to Meech being flashy, James. We don't the way he dresses is a little bit flashier than everybody else, but more of his personality is what they're calling flashy. Him flashing the money, him hollering at all the girls, just being seen like that is more of the flashy, what they're saying. I think Kato's gonna ride with Meech over Lamar. Yeah, I think in the long run, Kato's gonna, end up setting up Lamar and letting Meech know, man, look, this whole time this been happening, but I've been loyal to you. I haven't told him anything. We could set him up. Either that or play it cool and tell him, look, I might be able to get in touch with Lamar because my dad knew him back in the day, and take that route and make it seem like she didn't really know Lamar. Oh yeah, Kato, she's a attractive woman. Very, very, very cute. But we just can't trust her though. And that trust comes before looks. And that makes us try to talk about Wanda here and if we can trust her. Talking about you need to do your own thing, T. You don't need to be doing every 50-50 with Meech. You hear him now. We don't split no bills. We don't do no 50-50. She talking about T, you should do your own thing. T's thinking about it. He knows he has to connect. As of right now, Big L only want to work with T. So he's kind of thinking about it. But at the same time, Meech is your brother, man. You ain't really trying to, do your brother wrong. You can always make sure that your family is straight. So I don't think T's going to go off and do too much on his own. He's just going to let Meech know, hey, you know what I'm saying? We equals. I just got this new plug and I got to do things this way. I hope Wanda doesn't step in and say anything to Meech to make Meech look at her differently. Just be the baby mama. Let T and Meech deal with all the business. A game, yeah, $100 pair of kicks. In the 80s, you had some money. Like, shoot, even when I was growing up, a pair of J's is $125. And shoot, if you had a pair of J's when I was in school, sheesh. Hey, your parents got bread, they can go spend $125. Now, my people ain't had bread like that. We had some regular Nikes, whatever my dad would get me from the army post. But hey, man, thank you, Dad, for making me humble. How accurate do I think the show is compared to the real story? I'd probably say about 10 to 20%. The people who they're portraying are probably the most realistic. And then the storyline is like 90% fabricated. That's what I think. Because they don't want to incriminate themselves at all. So if you can just give, all right, this is how we grew up. This is the person we had. I can make up a storyline. Like, that doesn't even matter. I can insert myself and make myself a goon towards Meech and them. So I think the story is probably like 90% fabricated. Just to keep them out of any, any legal issues. But it might be, it might be a lot of cool stuff. These arguments and stuff that happen amongst each other, those are probably real. From the womb to the tomb. You right, sorry. I don't think T's going to break off from Meech as far as in this first season or second season. In real life, we know they did go their separate ways. But when they were young here, they're still not even BMF yet. At this point, they're still 50 boys. So they're still going to have that loyalty to each other. They don't really become BMF till a little later on. And you get like the 90s, the late 90s into the early 2000s. And when you really see BMF become BMF. What I think is going to happen in season 2. See, I don't know how they're going to do season 2. If they do season 2 as a continuation, when I say a continuation, like as in this year or maybe the year after, like consecutive years, then okay. But I don't know if they're going to do where they're in Detroit or they actually turn into BMF in season 2. You see what I'm saying? So it could be that gap of maybe like 5 to 10 years, which I think they will probably do. Where they do a gap and now they're BMF and now they're bigger and they have to make things happen. Unless they get a season 3 and they can do another season of back when they were growing up, which I will probably prefer. Where they just starting up BMF and not BMF is started and we jump into it. So it's hard to answer what I predict because I don't know which one they're gonna do. Terry Jr. and Meech and T's little sister co-executive producers. So I wonder what their input really was. They probably had a good input on it. You know, the little sister probably gave information of, yeah, when I was there, they were giving money. This is what happened. This is what I seen from her perspective. You know, little events from her that she probably remembers about her parents. So she probably has a lot, but it's a good that they gave all of them credit, you know, because this is their family story. So this is their lineage. It's good that they get credit for it. Which show is better? Me personally, out of all, like, Power is number one. If there's no Power, there's none of these shows. So I can't put any show that 50 is doing above Power. But out of the spinoffs and BMF, I got BMF number one right now. And that's just me. I like this storyline. And it's a little bit, for me, it's better because I actually heard about Meech and T and know a little bit about their background. Raising Kanan is cool. But it's Tariq, people. Come on, man. Like, Tariq a cool kid, but it's Tariq. We know Tariq is going to mess up every single episode. And then Raising Kanan, young Kanan, boy, I'm talking about he worse than Tariq. He messing up stuff. Yeah, they're going to keep Lil Meech. They're going to keep Lil Meech for the entirety of the thing. I think they're going to probably get like 3 seasons. At least 3 seasons out of this. And then Meech, at that time, he should be groomed enough to get into movies and do other things. Meech can play his dad. When they first came out with, they were going to do BMF, you actually heard 50. Well, 50 just now released it. He actually put Lil Meech into acting classes. So he's been doing that for like 3 years, just getting ready for this role here. So playing his dad, it really ain't that hard. I mean, he grew up and he probably has other tapes that we haven't seen. If you go on YouTube, you can see a lot of Big Meech interviews where they out with all the cars and stuff. So he just mimicking his father. Every kid wants to be their father. And especially when your father was as big as Meech, man, you couldn't tell me, hey, my dad, he did good in life. But if he had a story, you better believe I'm out there playing his role. I'm going to do my best to be my father. Like that's a no-brainer to me. I've never seen Power. Yeah, Power is good. The first 4 seasons of Power is good. 5 and 6, it gets a little After they left Detroit, they went to Mexico for a while. Yeah, they went down to Mexico. They ended up having, you know, big BMF was big in Atlanta. They got the billboards out there. The world is yours, BMF. Like they were doing things out there. I don't know if y'all heard. I don't know if it's true or not. I looked and I seen a few things, but they if this is true, I'm a little upset. But they said they got Tay Diggs casted as Jeezy in BMF. I'm like, man, they better not do that. They better not do that. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in though, man. We just hit 100 viewers. Can I get that up to at least 40 likes, 40, 50 likes? Hey, because I'm going to keep rocking with y'all. Y'all throwing these questions out. As of right now, you can ask any question. We're not even really, you know, I mean, we talked about the whole episode for the most part. If there's anything that you want to know or throw out, hey, you know, I'm going to try to answer it for you. 50 in his bag with all these shows. Yeah, man, he knocking them out. Y'all know right after BMF is over with, Book 2 comes out with season 2. So I'm like, man, we got everything. Terry went to LA. Yep, Terry was out in LA. Hey, Court, you may be a little late, but we on here for a while, so we good. Yeah, All American is tomorrow. I might do some live streams for that. I'm gonna see what my audience is like. I see more people like BMF than they do my other shows. Yeah, man, Tay Diggs. They said Tay Diggs is supposed to be casted as Jeezy. I'm like, it ain't no way. Ain't no way. They should have me cast as Jeezy if that's the case. Tommy Book 4, I think that's going to actually come out in 2022. Because Book 2, Season 2 comes out, I think it was November 21st. And that's going to lead us into the new year. So Tommy will probably come out the top of the year of 2022. Get Jody? Nah, man. Nah. Who winning the championship? Hey, Alex, I'm not going to talk too much about All American. I'm going to have a live stream probably tomorrow night for All American, but I got my money on Crenshaw. Eminem is cast as White Boy Rick. So I don't know when White Boy Rick is going to come in, because the real White Boy Rick was younger. So not unless we're fast forwarding and White Boy Rick comes in as an older person, because there's no way Eminem is playing White Boy Rick when he was like 18, when he was really out here doing things. That's my only thing about it. I mean, I respect that they put Eminem in. That's a good look, but I don't know how White Boy Rick is going to play in. Unless they about to cut off his beard, mustache, and everything, and put a wig or something on him. Y'all should watch the White Boy Rick movie. That was actually pretty good. Yeah, they got Snoop as a preacher. I think I got a picture of that fool. Man, that dude Paris a Swift. Yeah, Lamar is actually a British actor. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Kendall. See, that's what I was saying. I didn't know if they were CG and I, CG and I, CGI and Eminem end up being White Boy Rick, which would be good, because White Boy Rick was younger and you got M playing it. That's going to draw in a whole, a whole crowd of people that probably weren't even into BMF, but they're loyal Eminem fans. Then you got Pastor Swift over here. He got this wig on. If you look closely, anytime he turns, you can see his dreads in the back of the wig. Like it's an afro wig, but it goes back into a ponytail. Yeah, R.I.P. to Snoop's mother. I seen that too. I didn't know she was that young. She is 70. Shoot, my father's 70. What is it, 22? My dad's 72. So I'm like, dang, she had Snoop late. I still want to know what they're going to do with Pastor Swift. Is he going to come into play next week? You know what I'm saying? Episode 7, episode 8. Are we going to get to see him more? Or at least see what his backstory is and why he's so, what I'm saying, so into the family. What is his connection and tie with them? I still think it's something to do with Lucille, but that's just my theory. Hey, now if we find out Pastor Swift was out here moving some work, I don't know if he's moving work, more of maybe hiding it. You can put some work in the church. You know what I'm saying? Come on in the back. We got a safe back here. Because that's one thing. churches aren't taxed, so you can have as much cash as you want in your hand at the church. Well, the church can have that much money, and ain't nobody gonna do nothing. And it's hard to get a warrant on the church too. Yeah, Game Goon pointing out White Boy Rick was with YBI, the Young Boys Incorporated. Look at Swift though, man. It's just something about Pastor that we can't trust him. And I know he has something up his sleeve. His niece, she's the lawyer for the family. Charles don't like this. So Charles and Swift must have had a beef before Swift became a pastor or something. And that's where the animosity towards Swift comes from. Yeah, James, I agree. If we can get more shows like BMF. I mean, I know people are saying, "Oh man, there's other shows that we can do for black people and black culture." I mean, at the end of the day, this is still putting money in black people's pockets. So I mean, it's doing something for the community. Hey, when I say we got number one shows, cause shoot, I watch it, y'all watch it. We made it number one. But I mean, there are other shows, but when you start making different shows, you know what I'm saying, the quality of the show starts to diminish, and you're looking at it like, all right. Hey, shout out to Game Goon from Detroit. He be in the comments. Hey, if you see Game Goon, he's going to make sure whatever you put in the comments is correct. He called me out on a couple of things, and I respect it, and thank you for making those corrections for me. Yeah, Lamar is actually smarter than what we all think. He does some stupid stuff, but overall, Lamar, he making it happen. Even though he's a little crazy. Charles peeped the sensual seduction. The pastor's throwing out to Lucille. Yeah, that's one thing about Pastor. Pastor gonna make sure everybody comes in there, they bless. Just don't drink that holy water, people messing with Pastor Swift. I wouldn't trust it at all. I got the trailer for episode 6. I'm gonna give y'all a second for the stream to catch up with y'all and see if y'all want me to play it for you. If not, I won't run it. Y'all can go check out the What's Next episode. But this will just give us a little prediction of what we can expect for next week before I go on and get out of here, because we had about an hour 30. Yeah. So go ahead and put a 1 if you want me to roll episode 6 trailer, and put a 2 if you don't. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I have the What's Next episode up. And we can kind of break that down. Joy said run it. Let me find out. Let me find that for y'all and I'll get it up. I hope they ain't knocking at my door, because I'm not about to come open it up, man. We recording and we talking BMF. Y'all gonna have to wait till Monday. Oh yeah, Howard. Pastor already in that house. All right, I'm gonna pull up Here go episode 6, the trailer for what's to come next week. We'll watch it. I'll probably let it run through a couple times, and then we can talk about what we expect to happen. So let's go ahead. Let's see something.
I had no idea. He's just a kid.
My hustle will make up for whatever I'm lacking.
Both of our boys are wrapped up in the streets.
Something happened. We got some people looking out after y'all.
What did you and Demetrius do that requires us to leave our house?
I feel like I'm in prison. When is it gonna be over?
I know you wanted the gateways to Detroit.
Think you're gonna take over the world?
Hell yeah.
I'll let that go again. Y'all start bringing up what y'all think is going to happen. Because I already broke it down a little bit. And I think I know what's going on here. But what have I told you guys? Episode 5 is going to be the build up. Episode 6, action. Episode 7, action. Episode 8, a little bit of action and the cliffhanger to take us into season 2. And I wasn't too far off because we got pure build up here. Ain't no one get hurt except for Slick. But now we got a war on our hands. Hey, you seen 12th Street? They had all them guns on Lamar because they looking at how he's running the operation. And at the end of this week, Meech met up with Tiny. Tiny's the one that got choked out by Lamar. Now, Tiny, he's talking about making money and being business. He also told Meech, okay, this is how white your shoes are. And when he's talking about shoes, he's talking about, you know what I'm saying, The Rock, what they selling. He says, if this is how white it is, I have a few people for you. That's where Meech is now. He's meeting somebody new because T has the plug with Big L. Meech, he's trying to do his own thing. We still got Big L, but Meech still wants to be in top and in control of everything. Oh, no, I ain't working with him. I just watch a lot of shows and I'm like, this is what you need to do. But T has the plug. Meech still wants to be that guy. He still wants to make that work. Meech had the complete falling out with Pat this week. He got punched in the stomach. He was hurt the whole episode. Talking about, oh, man, Pat ain't got to be like that, Pat. Why you do that, Pat? Now he's meeting somebody new and he's trying to expand. Also, Tiny said, there's no loyalty to a street, to a flag, to a color. We're getting money. So that's why he branched out to Meech. And then we seen all the guns being pulled on Lamar because Lamar choked them out. But he probably convinced everyone in 12th Street, we need to get together and get him up out of here so we can get some money. You heard Meech say, and this is in the first episode, if 50 and 12 come together, we'll be bigger and stronger and we can get more money. They was even trying to get Flamel because if you got Flamel to come over, then you can get a couple of the soldiers to follow over with the loyalty to Flamel because J-Mo is gone. Everything that Meech has been thinking of looks like it's falling in place. Because with Lamar out of 12, we seen all the guns on him. I'm not saying he's out of 12th Street, boys. But if he's kind of kicked out and exiled from it, now they're getting money. Whatever Meech gets from the supplier, he's going to make sure that 12 got it now. And they going to hold it down and they going to buy from Meech wholesale. What up, Razor? Lamar going to hit the dirt. You already got 12 Street boys going to merch, getting to work. Hey, for real. Oh, man. I thought Pat was better than this, too. Pat out here snitching, talking about I got some money. You a police officer. But when you desperate and you been, man, anything goes with them. This look familiar? Lamar. What does that rhyme with? Omar. Omar had a shotgun. Lamar got a shotgun. Omar had a trench coat. Lamar got a trench coat. Lamar don't care. Omar ain't care. People scared of Omar. People scared of Lamar. Lamar shows up, people run. Omar shows up, people run. Dang, these two. But it's an all-out war, though. Look at Meech. We say Meech ain't no killer. Now, I did say Meech isn't a killer as far as like getting rid of a kid or women or anything. But when it comes to protecting itself, that's a righteous kill. And a righteous kill is different than just going out and murdering somebody. If you're getting shot at, you have every right to defend yourself. And that's what a righteous kill is. Like, hey, it was self-defense. I ain't want to do it, but he made me do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't encourage anybody to do no shooting, especially at nobody. And let's keep it peaceful. But on this show, Meech ain't playing around. Now, I did see someone mention that Charles came back into the house. Yeah, Charles came back into the house. He hearing that it might be $25,000 coming. I'ma be back. The house is paid for, $25,000 cash. Sheesh. I ain't gotta work doubles no more. I can just work one shift, come back to the house. It's paid off. We good now. It's big living. We got new work coming in. That's all that matters when you out here in these streets. 50 boys, we don't do anything less than 50. We told Kato, nothing less than 50. Don't be doing things your way. 50s. That's all we doing. Now, y'all mentioned the little sister having executive producers. Well, here she goes. I told you, they probably got some of her experiences. How was it when you were a kid living with Meech and T? And you hear her say, it feels like we were locked up in, in a cage. So, she got her little feedback to it, because she's just as important. What she had going on, dealing with people coming after her. She's probably in the house a few times when they probably got shot at. Hey, thanks, James. Thanks for the sub. Hey, the channel is actually growing. When I get to 10,000, I'm doing a giveaway. I'm going to do an iPad giveaway when I hit 10,000 subscribers. I don't know how I'm going to do the giveaway, but I'm going to come up with something, because I definitely appreciate y'all rocking with me. But back to BMF. We got to get there first. Get Lamar up out of here. You ain't running things like this. And what I tell y'all earlier, you can't trust Lamar picking up a kid from school with hair like that, and he wears a do-rag. You wearing a do-rag, Lamar, you ain't laying down nothing. It's still a mini fro up under there, still no lineup. You just out here with a do-rag on. You say, you know what? If you get A for effort, I'm just gonna throw a do-rag on and get out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Tie my fro down, and I'm just gonna get out here. Yeah, Lucille done told Charles he don't live there no more, but Charles don't care. At the end of the day, my house on this note too. I never understood how people get kicked out of their own house. I wish I would come home. My wife tell me I got to sleep on the couch. I say, shit, as long as I'm paying for bills in this house and I got a bed in that room, I'm sleeping in my bed. You just got to be mad at me. That's just me though. I'd be damned if I'm getting kicked out of my own house. Unless the police come and they like, yeah, you got to leave. Then all right, I'm out. Because I ain't about to get tased and none of that nonsense. But we see here, he makes a little reference to Meech. You want to take over the world, don't you? And if y'all know anything about BMF, when they were in Atlanta, they had the billboards. BMF, the world is ours. The world is BMF. So Meech always had big plans. Lamar is always sweaty. Man, it's because you never see Lamar chilling. The only time Lamar is chilling was when he wakes up and he was in the bed with Mo. Other than that, every scene we see Lamar in, he's either snatching up somebody. He snatched up Saki in this episode. He was slamming the phone at Kato's house. He was choking out Tiny. Everything Lamar does is just over the top. Yeah, them Cortezes, he was trying to buy the whole crew Cortezes. I'm like, shoot, if you buying them, I'd take a pair. You know, I ain't gonna tell the boss no. I mean, Tiny just got choked out for telling the boss we supposed to be about business. Yeah. You said we wearing what type? The Cortezes? Oh, okay. Yeah. I was actually thinking they were pretty cool, boss. Yeah, they were big in the music industry. Nah, I don't think it was Lamar that shot T. Everyone, like, they were saying, look at his boots. And then it did look like it was more of a light-skinned hand. So I don't know who really shot T at this point. I don't think we're going to probably figure that out till episode 7. Probably like the end of 7, beginning of 8. I think we'll find out before the end of the season, though. Yeah, they do run the household, but and ain't no way you working at Wendy's telling me I gotta move out. Shit. He the only one with black. The rest of the crew got white ones. Yeah, Howard. He got us out in these white Cortezes. We on the block. He chilling at the house. We got these all whites on, getting all dirty and stuff. Now we got to re-up once every 2 weeks because he wants you to be fly. Like, hey, boss, we ain't making that kind of money. You got us out here looking for Zoe. So what do you guys expect from episode 6? We know that there's a war being started. Do you think anybody important is going to get hit? I know it's probably going to be a casualty, maybe one on each side, just like a random guy, or maybe Saki gets a kill. But what do you guys really think is going to happen between this little war? Because it might just start in episode 6 and then someone get hit in 7 and it gets real serious, and then that's how we roll into the cliffhanger. Man, I was thinking that B Mickey is on something. I don't know. I don't think B Mickey would do anything to Meech's brother, because he considers himself one of the 3. What happened to Mrs. Griffin? I don't even know, to be honest with you. I ain't heard nothing else from her. The law gonna die. What law? Lopez? I think Brian's going to try to do something to either get Lopez off the case or just steer him to like a dead end or something. Because we still need to figure out what happened to the witness. They went over to the witness's house and they said he packed up and left. So did someone pay him to tell them that he seen that car and he, or he just like, I made this statement, let me get out of town, because the way the detective looked at me, I had to dip out. Because I think it's random that he just left out of nowhere. Honestly, I think Pat is going to try to get Meech and T killed. And I think they really finna boss up in 12th Street to hold down everything so they can make money together. Yeah, I think that's the plan. That's how they start becoming BMF. Meech gets with Tiny, after they check Lamar, and they started to form up and become bigger. And that's how BMF starts to get formed, because they say Black Mafia Family. And if you think about it, the Mafia had 5 families. Even though they were all separate, they all kind of worked together. I mean, they had to talk to each other. So for Meech, if I can get all these different mafias from different hoods, 12 and wherever else, and we bring it together and we become a family, we can be bigger and powerful. And we ain't gonna have, no competition, because we all eating together. See, I haven't heard or seen enough about the connect Big L that T has to even say if she's bad or not. Because when she approached him, and just knowing in the real story how, I mean, they were still out and about years and like a decade after this. She might be a good plug. Meech is just probably gonna have to pull in something else, because he's not gonna be able to deal with her, or they may not have the money at some point, and she might have to cut them off or something. But we don't have enough on Big L. We only seen her 2 times at the bar and when she talked to T for me to even give like a prediction on her. I think she's gonna be a solid plug though. I just don't know. The detective had Meech take care of the witness. That could be possible. I mean, I don't know what he would. I think when he says taken care of, I think that's more of taking care of like the weapon that may have killed not killed Mickey, but killed J-Mo. I wasn't too sure on that. And I think that money, the money that he gave back, was the money Meech just gave him last week. Because he said this is also over with too and handled. So he was giving that money back saying, hey, my hands are clean with you. Yeah. So hopefully he is in California. If not, it's going to be bad for Bryant. I wish they would have showed that. Like when they get there, he's like, it's done. He's on his way to California. I wish they would have showed how Meech handled that situation. That would have been a little cool thing just to see. Not unless they're going to show us next week and it's like a little flashback. Hey, T, this is what I had to do. And then they show it. Either way, if the witness was still in Detroit, that's bad for everybody, because this dude remembers everything. And I'm talking about he's laying down all information: height, weight, hand size, what shoe they were wearing, where'd he buy the shoe from. I'm like, man, that's just a little too much for me. I don't even remember what I wore yesterday, and he talking about something that happened a couple of weeks ago. Nah, I don't think they're going to kill Detective. You said the white detective, Detective Lopez. Killing an agent, well, detective, that will have all the cops on him. And at that point, they will probably bring in like the FBI for something like that. And Detective Bryant wouldn't be able to cover anything. So I don't think killing Lopez is a reasonable thing to do. That would be just like T saying, let's just go kill Lamar, when that ain't the kind of life that they're in. Killing a detective, yeah, you can go ahead and turn yourself in, because they're going to find who you are. They not giving up till you get that. Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do. Brian's going to have to, like I say, Brian's going to have to set them up, or they're going to have to pin the murder of J-Mo on somebody. The only thing I can say is Detective Bryant somehow tries to get Lamar, put the earring on him, and that's how Lamar took over 12th Street. You say, hey, look, we arrested Lamar. He had J-Mo's earring on him. He's in charge of 12th Street. Let's lock him up. That's the only thing I can say with that. But killing the detective, nah. We can't go down that route. We know that's going to end bad for everybody. Then you remember Meech and T, they in the bedroom just talking. You know what I'm saying? Mom comes in. She hears everything they talking about. They talking about drugs. Like, come on, man. Y'all at y'all mama house. Y'all know y'all shouldn't discuss anything like this, let alone come over there with work. This is just not thinking right here. This is young minds doing what young people do, not thinking. You bring it to the house. You got them just sitting on the bed. Mom comes in, drops her glass because you just admitted to kidnapping a little girl. Y'all, you admitted to kidnapping Slick. You admitted to murders that happened to J-Mo. Even though y'all didn't pull the trigger, y'all might as well pulled it. Yeah, this was a horrible decision to sit in the bedroom and talk about this stuff. That would be the best thing to do. Blame Lamar. Do you think the dude Lamar put in the hospital will pop back up? Flamel, they said he was on his way to North Carolina last we heard. That offer was still on the table for Flamel to come get money with Meech. He might pop back up maybe in episode 8. But blaming Lamar would be the best thing to do. I don't know how they would do it unless they can get the gun from B. Mickey. And then they can plant the gun and the earring. That could be a good thing. The earring might be in that envelope. That would be another thing I wish they showed us, but they might show us next week. He opens up the envelope. Oh, it's an earring in here. And then Brian's like, hey, we got to get, you know what I'm saying? When is T going back to school? He seems perfectly fine to go back to school at this point. I don't think T's going to go back to school. Especially with a war and Lamar out here, there's no way you can go to school anymore. Like, because you're not going to be able to get in that school with a gun on you. You're going to really be in there by yourself. Who in 50 boys look like they go to school, let alone going to be in the classes that T was in? T was advanced. He was in AP classes. So, yeah, T going back to school? Nah, that's a no-go. They were so dramatic when Lucille walking up the steps. I thought it was going to be Lamar. Yeah, it was a slow camera. You see that they're doing a lot of cinematic stuff in there. They got the cameras coming in, then it turns over. So I'm like, all right, I see y'all. I don't think this is the show for it, but I see y'all, using y'all tricks. I mean, it's cool. It looks good. But yeah, she walked in. She heard this, and then she dropped the glass. Like, why was you sneaking up on the boys anyway? Go walk up there and see what they... Oh, my bad. What y'all talking about? So Kato's situation with Lamar, I don't think it's going to be exposed to Meech and Terry. I think what's going to happen is she's just going to, say, hey, I might have a way to get in touch with Lamar because of her father's relationship with him. So that'll be a way that they can set up Lamar. Because we seen in the preview for next week that it looks like they either exiling Lamar out of 12th Street or they just letting them know we not going to run the business like that anymore. So I don't think her relationship in connection to Lamar is going to be exposed. It'll just be something that she slowly lets out that, hey, I may know him from back in the day. Yeah, T was in school as a 50 boy, but this is before he got shot. Remember, he had a kid on the way and they were making fun of him. So this is when they were first getting started. They weren't at war with Lamar. It was 50 boys had their own thing and 12th Street had their own. So it wasn't a huge clash. You know, they had meetings with 12th Street, so it wasn't a beef at that time. It was y'all do y'all thing, we do ours. All right, now stay blessed, Akil. Thanks for the love. Mom's got to mind her business. She need to lay down and get ready for Wendy's. Man, facts. She don't need to get ready for Wendy's. Well, Wendy's used to close early back then. You remember they didn't stay open to midnight till like the 2000s. So back then, she was probably working. Did Wendy's have breakfast back in the 90s? The 80s and 90s? No, I think they just had straight burgers. Straight Dave patties. Meech don't pay no bills, man. That house paid for it. She can at least take care of the lights. I think to turn on Lamar, the rest of the twist. Yeah, they about to turn it back to him. They pulled the guns on him. We just seen one of our mans getting choked out in front of everybody. Hey, Lamar, you got to go, man. If there was any way to get rid of your boss, they did it the right way. Don't come back around here now. Come on now. He mowed and kicked you out of the house. Now you over here trying to stay with one of us. Lamar, if you don't get that nap you throw away from me, bro, go put that do-rag on. All right, thanks for the love, Howard. Yeah, Diamond's beauty. Ain't no one going to jail over her. At least I wouldn't. Wendy's paying for those field trips. Man, nah, Wendy's ain't paying for those field trips. Meech and T paying for those field trips. You remember Mom couldn't afford that thing? Because she was like, yeah, Meech, I just feel like no one even cares about me anymore. I can't even go on my field trip. And Meech is like, you ain't complaining when T give you that money. She's like, yeah, you right. You right. I was shocked to see Meech and Tiny link up, kind of. Yeah, Tiny's all about business. He made that clear. It doesn't matter who's it with. And I feel him on that. The only thing is, if you're going to be about business, you're going to have some muscle with you, some workers with you. Because you can't just be out here talking about, hey, man, I don't have no problem with nobody, just business. You're going to get robbed. He's giving Meech a connect, though, it looked like. I think he might be the one to give him a new connect. Because he said he knew some people from out the way a little bit. Yo, true or false, BMF did business with a female queen pen named Big 50. I heard of Big 50. But I don't know. I ain't really. Yeah, the Delronda Hood story. She was Big 50. So she was involved with Meech and them. Delronda Hood. Yeah. I don't know how close their connections or ties were, but it does say that they work together. I think they agreed to code from Meech and Terry in return to get the help, get rid of Lamar. Yeah, everyone's going to have to come together to get rid of Lamar. You can kick him out the group, but if you don't get rid of Lamar, I'm talking about 6 feet deep, like how they did Rock, you can't get rid of Lamar. Eventually, he's going to get caught up playing both sides. Yeah. Are we done with the Monique character, or will Lamar keep stalking her? That's a good question. I think we might be done with her. As far as real life, you know, she just had a kid. I think that's Cash Doll. She just had a kid, so I think she may have been like in the early pregnancy doing the recording of this. So that's probably why they got rid of her. I don't think we're probably not going to see her again. They may mention her name, but I don't know if we're going to see her anymore. Unless she comes back for season 2 or something. Can't wait till next week to see what happens. And we get back together and talk about. Yeah, next week is going to be. Next week is going to be, it's the start of the war. Episode 7 is going to be where it gets, the end of 6 and going into 7 is where it's going to pick up a lot. And then it's going to kind of drop a little bit, and it's going to give us that cliffhanger at 8. They're number 1 right now. So I can see it's going to have to, like, 6 and 7 straight up. They're going to have to do numbers. But then again, Tiny switching crews. Isn't that showing Meech he isn't loyal? It's just business. Well, Tiny isn't switching crews. He said he's not loyal to 12th Street or to, you know, the street or anything. He's just loyal to making the money. And at that point of where he was at, that situation he was in was good. So he's not going to switch up and be a 50 boy. He's just going to be the person, hey, Meech, you know, I'm good. I don't have no issues with you. We getting money together. And that's showing Meech exactly what Meech wanted in the beginning of, hey, 12, let's work together. When they had the meeting at the gym, let's work together and everybody can get money. There's no reason for us to be beefing out here. Because there really ain't no reason to be beefing. If you get rid of Lamar, hey, man, Slick, would he do something to get back at Meech for whooping on him? Potentially, I think the odds out of a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most likely, probably like a 2 or 3, because Meech did spare his life and then he did give up Zoe. So with J-Mo being over there, Tiny being over there, I mean, not J-Mo dead, my bad. I meant with Slick being over there and Tiny being over there, they both mess with Meech, you know. Meech gave Slick love, like, hey man, you OG, you gonna hold it down. So I don't think they're gonna have any issues. It'll just be, we get money, y'all 12th Street, and I'll be y'all connect. That way we can all, because Tiny seen the work that Meech is getting now, and he's like, man, that's good right there. You know what I'm saying? So why not work together? It's all money. We get rid of Lamar, the whole headache. All of this started because of Lamar. Once J-Mo, well, I mean, they did kill B. Mickey. B. Mickey did kill J-Mo on accident. He shouldn't have done that. Other than that, Lamar's the one spreading the rumors. I heard J-Mo was the one that put that hit out on Terry. So he was just starting all this to try to get back into, you know, the driver's seat. So getting rid of Lamar is the most ideal situation, and everyone can eat. Yeah, well, the thing about Slick, though, is Slick is kind of business minded also. You remember Slick? He wasn't always a part of 12th Street. He just said when his work dried up, he went to the people that had the money. Now, if they lose their plug, Slick ain't gonna have no money. I'm gonna go to Meech because Meech is the new plug. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys, they do have a loyalty, but it's not to the point where they won't change up to get money. Because at the end of the day, it's about survival. You can be as loyal as you want to your 5 homeboys over here, but y'all don't have no work. Y'all living in the slums. We got to go get some money. After that, everybody turns BMF and they shift to Atlanta and dealing with the Big L Connect. Yeah, that's what the Black Mafia family is. They start forming up with everybody. They all getting money, and then they become BMF, and then they move down towards Atlanta, and that's where they get to a whole nother level. And that's when y'all talking about the big plugs. Yeah, Slick scared of Lamar, but at this point, you got shot in the back of your leg. you ain't trying to do nothing with Lamar because you ain't gonna be able to move. He limping around. We just seen him get kidnapped, and he had a gun in his hand. So Slick, you know, he doing what he can with what he got. Yeah, Wanda. Once Lamar is gone, everyone can relax a little bit. The only thing you're going to have to watch out for at that point is the police. Because the new captain, she already said she's cracking down on everything. We know we got Lopez looking into who killed J-Mo, but the captain, she wants all the drug dealers. 12th Street, 50 Boys. I'm pretty sure they're looking at everybody else too. It's just these are the two big ones. Especially with us seeing how Meech is shining now. Even Stevie Wonder could see you shining, player. Yeah. Once T and Meech, they start getting on the road, they become the biggest suppliers in Detroit. They do a lot in the Midwest. That's why I knew a little bit about Meech. I grew up in Kansas City. We heard about him, and then, you know, once he got to Atlanta, that's when it was bigger than anything. The world was really his. Even if it was for a little bit, he was still on top. All right, y'all. If y'all got y'all last questions, we've been on here. It's about 2 hours. I got some other videos I got to record. And hey, we're going to do this every Sunday. But let me know if there's anything else you want to touch on before I get on out of here. I definitely appreciate all of y'all rocking with me. Like I said, this is only my second time live streaming. We hit 100 viewers. Hey, we're doing our thing. We going up. Two of the Queen Pills that dealt with dudes making runs to ATL, worked for Meech and Terry. So I seen one of those BET episodes of Queen Pins. I like watching those. I also watch a lot of documentaries on YouTube. Amazon has some. One of like Meech's drivers, he has a whole little, I think it's about an hour and a half documentary talking about how he was a runner for Meech. He had a limo company and stuff. I grew up with a crazy dude like Lamar. He was crazy and terrorizing the neighborhood since grade school. And 6 years ago, at the age of 49, he was sentenced to life without parole. Sheesh. He made it to 40. He had to be in and out of jail doing those 49 years of living. But if he got life, man, I don't know. I ain't going to speak on that. I don't know, man. But I don't wish jail on nobody. But good luck to him. Lamar is definitely bringing that pressure. Yeah, Lamar is bringing that pressure. The first 3 episodes, it wasn't no pressure really from Lamar. He was just, trying to get back on his feet. It might be short-lived because we see him in this next episode going at it. So 4, 5, and 6, he might be on top for 3 episodes and then drop back down to the bottom. All right, True. Good night, brother. The documentary about the driver was good. Yeah, I seen that. That was actually pretty good. Yeah, he had to be in and out of jail, man. If you said he been doing it since y'all was in grade school. So this week's vote for who messed up the most, we had Lamar at 51%, Detective Brian at 26%, Meech at 17%, T at 5%. Okay, that ain't bad. I do agree Lamar messed up the most. He put himself in a situation he can't get out of. He didn't even have to rob the stash house. All he had to do was come mess up the food truck and stuff, and we wouldn't even been in the situation we are now. But he did that. Not only did he mess it up, he shot it up. Like, come on, man. What are you doing? And then Kato had to fire back. So Lamar, I agree with that poll. That's a good one. On Crown TV courts have the driver's trial. I'm gonna have to look that up. See what that, you know what I'm saying? See what that got going on. All right, so what do you Ozarks actually returns in early 2022. It's 2-part series. Each one would be 14 episodes. So it'd be part 1, 14 episodes. They'll take a break, probably come back like 4th of July and then hit us with the second. But all of it's going to be in 2022. Do you guys like this setup where I do a poll? We talk about who messed up first, like whoever messed up the most. We talk about them and then we just go on with the story for each individual character. If y'all like it like that, let me know. Because, I'm just trying to figure out how to do this live stream stuff. And, hey, I like the open conversation that we having. You see me keep looking over is because I got my camera on my main screen where everything is set up. Then we got the pictures on this screen. And then when y'all ask for information, I got my laptop over here so we can be on top of things, Just trying to give y'all the best experience that we can get for BMF because I'm rocking with the show. Will you do a live when Ozark returns? All right, I'll put the comments on the screen. I got to figure out how to do all of that. Yeah, I'll do a live when Ozark comes out, but you know how Netflix is. What they do is they drop all of them at once. So I got to try to do all of the recaps. I probably do. Before I had a lot of you guys following me, Ozark's how I did it. I did 10 episodes in 10 days. So each day I dropped the episode. I think if they're doing 14, I might do 2 episodes a day. And then that night do a live stream over the 2 episodes that I record. Let me see how to put comments on screen. How to put. Scroll down the comment section and the description. Add a public comment. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess with that. I don't want to mess up my stream or anything. I don't know how to live chat, anyone, slow mode redirect. Yeah, I don't know how to mess with those comments. I'll do a live stream and figure it out. But hey, if y'all don't have any more questions, I got like 5 minutes and I'm gonna get off of here, catch the end of this game. Try to come up with some videos from the episode that I seen and, explain them a little more in detail. Because here we just a brief overview of what we seen and what we thought. So I give you like my theories of what's going to come out. You know how I'm doing these videos now. I'm trying not to flood you guys, but I'm also trying to do like maybe 2 videos a day. Not on just BMF, but other shows that I have also. Yeah, James, I might have to get like I think you could do it on like Patreon or something, but I don't want to charge you guys to watch the episode with me. And some of them platforms you got to pay. I'm like, man, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? We growing together, man. I ain't charging y'all. We're just going to rock out. But that would be good to do a live reaction. If I would have made a YouTube channel years ago, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, we could watch it and actually do reactions. As soon as you put a video up, oh yeah, it's getting flagged. And you don't want that. I can show the trailers because those are cut up and they allow anybody to like do reactions to them. But the actual show, I can't do it. It's going to be copyrighted. Boom. You get 3 of those, channel is over with. You get 2 of them, you can't stream for like a week or post videos for a week. So can't risk it, even though I want to. Oh, thanks, James. Thanks, We'll worry about it. When we get to 10,000, it might, we might do $1 for like, donate to the channel. But I don't know how to set up none of that stuff. And I ain't really hurting for no money or anything. So I'm not going to ask for money. I get a couple of dollars here and there for the videos I put out, and that's fine with me, I really do it because I like talking about the show. What I'd have to do on something like that, if I made my own website, Nah, the only thing now, if I do it my own website, and then they find out that we doing that, and they try to sue my website, I ain't trying to get my LLC hit up. We just gonna have to keep doing it like this, y'all. It'll be cool. We could dream about it, but yeah, we just gonna do it this way. I'll get some screenshots. We watch it together. Y'all not about to get me hemmed up. They really knocking at the door. And you know 50 Cent, his ass gonna put me on his damn on his Instagram. This fool trying to steal my content. Even though I did have a video I did last year during the pandemic, 50 put up on his page. It had like 2.8 million views. It was a meme though. It wasn't like a reaction for a show. I think Kato should have flipped on Lamar from the jump. Real and be real with Terry and Meech. In the beginning, I don't think Lamar was that hard on her, because we don't know how he even told her to start working for him. We just seen him pop up in the bathroom. So I don't think her looking at Lamar was anything to hurt her, because Lamar also said, you know, I'm sparing you because of your dad. So Lamar is more of a, all right, this is my dad's friend. He was cool. Lamar was kind of like that uncle figure to her. Now is a little bit different how Lamar is acting. Yeah, hey, Kendall, I'm gonna figure all that out, man. Like, man, look, this is only my second time streaming. Hey, I ain't know people were actually gonna tune into it. Now that I know, I'll get everything set up. If you guys do want to donate, I definitely appreciate it. If you don't, hey, you don't. It is what it is. Life still goes on. And James, no, y'all not coming to my house. No. Now, if y'all came to the house, I'd have to charge an entry fee. $1 for everybody to come in. And every menu, I mean, every item that I have in like the refrigerator that you want, it'll be $1, because that's a lot of y'all trying to come through. You know, I got a nice TV in the front. I'm trying to, you know, I'm saving up. I'm about to get this 85-inch. Maybe next year on Valentine's for myself, you know. I got a little 70-inch, and then the TV in here is 60. But it is what it is. I'm getting by. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and head on out of here, though. I definitely appreciate you guys. I'm going to try to get the stream set up. So I got, you know what I'm saying, I got my notebook over here. It takes some notes. They want the comments on the screen. Comments on the screen. They said set up a super chat just in case they want to donate. And we're going to continue to do this 9 p.m. Eastern. Like I said, I'll probably start the stream up at 9. We really won't get to talking to about 9:10, 9:15, so it can fill up. Hopefully y'all keep tuning with me, you know, because I actually like this, you know. Make sure y'all bring y'all drinks and stuff. I got me a little water, you know. I wanted to be prepared and hydrated. I was going to have a little drink. But now that I see we more like family and everybody can just talk and everybody's cool with each other in the comments, we can sip a little bit, you know. And that's going to really make it fun, because then I'll start to make a little more jokes. You know, I try to be serious and tell the story how the story is told. But, you know, I'll open up and give y'all some more jokes and stuff. And actually, I think when the comments are on the screen, I think you have to activate that. There's something because when I'm watching it on my TV, I can go to the corner and press comments and it'll pop up on the screen. So I don't think that's anything to do on my side, but I'll check just to verify. But thanks for watching, y'all, man. We did 2 hours. Last week was about an hour and a half. 2 hours. I like that. About 2 hours. It's a good stream right there. We got some good information. We see what's coming up next week. So I'm going to go ahead and let this run for y'all. I'm going to go ahead and step out of here. I hope y'all enjoy y'all evening. If y'all got work tomorrow, wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror and say, man, I can do it. Because I got a new class finishing up my master's. I should be done in like March, I think it is. February or March. So that's what I got to do. I got to knock out some homework. I got to do another show tonight. And hey, that's it, man. Thanks for watching, though. I really appreciate that. If you're new, you like the content, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm Mo.J. We here every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We talking BMF after show. Then we got Power Book 2 coming. We're going to do the after show streams. Yeah, we on it now. We about to be rolling. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'm out.